Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Let me know if this sounds familiar. A business executive asks you a particular question about your data. You spend say a couple of hours writing massive SQL queries with various join and window functions. You finally get the answer and immediately the business executive asks you a follow-up question, leading you to get started with everything from scratch once again. Data teams are trapped in this exact same constant cycle. But what if I told you you didn't have to write the query at all? What if you could just chat with your enterprise data? In today's video, we're going to be looking at conversation analytics in BigQuery. This is going to be a 3 to 4 or 5 part series which I'll be constantly updating with new videos. This particular 5-part video playlist will get you started with conversation analytics in BigQuery. So let's get started. So recently Google announced a massive shift towards what they call agentic data cloud. As you can see in this particular infographic, it's a huge ecosystem of dedicated agents. But in this particular 5-part series, we're going to be focusing on the top part here that looks at conversation analytics in BigQuery. We're going to be looking at how to use these natural language queries across BigQuery to completely replace static dashboards. Now, as mentioned in the intro, whenever a business executive would look to ask for a particular question, like what were the top 3 selling products in North America last month, you would basically have to write up SQL queries, generate those dashboards, and then send it over to the data engineer. Now, this creates a friction loop where you ask the business question, the engineer builds the dashboard, and by the time the dashboard's delivered to the respective people, there are new business needs that are generated. Because dashboards only answer 80% of the questions. The remaining 20%, the deep dives, require analyst interventions. The business needs change, the dashboard needs updating, and you are now trapped in a slow cycle. If you want to stop writing endless queries and actually move the business leaders up the value chain from just asking what happened to asking what should we do next, we need a completely different system. We need an agentic workflow for that. So now this feature is not just a basic chatbot wrapper, nor is it a simple text-to-SQL converter. This is an enterprise-grade AI pipeline that sits securely inside of your BigQuery environment. It takes a natural language question, maps it directly to your specific database schema, generates optimized SQL queries, and runs it securely, respecting all of your IAM permissions. So let's break down these 4 steps and understand what goes into each of them. Now, the first step is intent interpretation. That's decoding the business reality. So whenever the user will put in a question, for example, what are the top selling products in America? Now, the agent's going to be evaluating the natural language question against the custom instructions. It's going to be understanding what the user is trying to ask. It's going to be understanding the context. It's going to be understanding the actual question that's there in the natural language statement. It's going to be using various business glossaries, instruction sets, verified queries to map the technical terms to user jargon. So the goal in the end of this particular step is to understand what the user is basically asking, what kind of data that they want out of the agent. The next step looks at schema-grounded SQL generation. Now, once the intent is extracted, like what the user wants, it's going to be converting that into syntax perfect code. It's going to be mapping the interpreted intent directly to specific BigQuery data schemas. It's going to be generating the optimized perfect SQL query. It's going to be also verifying the logic against internal definitions to match accuracy. The next step, once the intent is understood, the SQL query has been generated, it's time for secure execution. As you know, Google Cloud and BigQuery, there is zero compromise for security and governance. So the query runs safely inside of your BigQuery environment. There is strict adherence to your IAM protocols, and the agent will only see what the executing user is authorized to see. Now, you just don't want a simple SQL response that gives you a particular number. That's not the response you're looking at. That's where the 4th step comes into action, that is the insight synthesis. Now, once the raw response has come back after executing the query, it's going to be making it into a nice business-oriented summary. It's also going to be generating dynamic visualizations like charts and graphs wherever and whenever required. And the best part is it maintains conversational memory for seamless follow-up questions. Now I think that's enough theory, and now we're going to be shifting towards what this agent actually looks like inside of BigQuery Studio. So the first thing you would want to do is come into your Google Cloud Console, and once I'm here, I'm going to go to the navigation menu and you can scroll down to BigQuery and you can open the sub menu. You can either get started from the overview, studio, or directly dive into agents. So we'll go to the overview once. This is what you can see. This is all the information that you can provide. You have the BigQuery Studio where you can load in your BigQuery datasets, run some SQL queries, do some processing, etc. But the thing that we are interested in today's video and this series looks at the agent section over here. Now, when you come to this screen, you can see something known as the agent catalog, and these are conversations. Now, conversations are past interactions that you have had with your particular agents. You can select those agents and read those conversations once you have them. Now, if I come back to the agent catalog, you have a new button here to create the new agent. You can select pre-made agents made by Google that are currently available. And in the below section, you can see your currently created agents. In case you have any drafts that you haven't published the agents, that's going to be in the draft section over here. So I've already set up a simple Google Trends dataset. By the way, this is covered in a Google Code Lab that I'll be linking in the description. You can check that out. So what we're going to be doing here basically is clicking on the Google Trends agent that I've already set up here. Now you can find the same agent built in a Google Code Lab that I'll be linking in the description. But once you are here, you're in the conversation section. You can always click on new conversation or review the previous conversations you've had. This is where you can sit and chat and interact. You can either click on thinking or fast for faster responses. On the right side, you can see details about your agent, the name, the description, the knowledge sources that it has, and the other specific details like last published, created, region, etc. So the first question that I'm going to basically asking is, I'm going to be asking it what was the weekly search trend score for Gemini over the last 6 months. So this is going to be my first question, and I'm going to click on send. And here you can see on successful execution, it gives me back a response that says the weekly search interest for Gemini has been compiled over the 6-month period. And this is the table that is provided to me, and it's giving me a week by week distribution. And it's even created a beautiful chart for me. Now, if you want to see the code, you can always look at the thinking part of it. You can look at what it's doing, which queries it's executing when, and stuff like that. But in short, it gives you back an instant response, and it's extremely natural and it's simple and good to go. Now this is very cool, but generating SQL from text isn't very new. Here is where the agent part comes in. Dashboards and standard BI tools basically force you to start over if you want to add a metric or want to ask a follow-up question that is remotely connected to it. And watch what happens when I just ask it to do it naturally. I'm going to be asking it another question that says, how does this compare to ChatGPT over the exact same time period? I have not retyped the data range. I haven't even said trend score. I have just asked for a simple comparison. And here you can see on successful execution, it remembered the context of our entire conversation. If I scroll up here, the weekly search interest in comparison between Gemini and ChatGPT has been compiled, and it's given me a nice tabular format looking at the term that's being searched within those weeks and the average score that's given there. And it's also created a chart for me that I can see, I can compare, I can understand, even I can come back to the table, I can come back to the chart, I can see what is being searched where and stuff like that. It remembered the entire context of our conversation. It modified the SQL to include ChatGPT, ran the query, and even updated my chart to show me the comparative AI trends. Here you can see it perfectly demonstrates conversational memory. It generates a chart comparing the two biggest AI models in the world. And it also provides me insights here given below where it says comparative stability, the February divergence. It goes, understands, and it also provides me follow-up questions that I can ask over here. And there you have it. We just did some complex analysis on some data sets in seconds without writing a single line of code nor a little bit of SQL queries. Now, the bottleneck for analysis has officially shifted from writing the queries to actually asking the right questions. But you might be wondering, how does this AI actually know what our schema means? And what if we give it a weird business question on KPIs? Is it going to be answering that well? Or is it going to be hallucinating? In the next video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build one of these agents from scratch and how to put some strict guardrails such as glossaries, instruction sets, and much more. I'll be leaving a couple of resources in the description. You can check that out. I'll be leaving a detailed blog that I've written for Data Camp. You can check that out. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share, and for more content, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.